Hello everybody and welcome back to another exciting school year. I am Darnita Woodhouse, your friendly neighborhood ITRT. So we're going to talk about something real exciting today. Something that is kind of new to our particular building. And you're asking like, Darnita, what is it? Well, yep, you guessed it. It's your classroom SMARTBoard. So come along with me on this journey and I'll take you through the basics of how to use your SMARTBoard to start off your new year. All right, so we're going to start off with some of the features for your new SMARTBoard. So the first thing I want to show you happens to be actually the cords that connect from your SMARTBoard to either your laptop or if you have a desktop in your classroom. Some of you have opted out not to have a desktop in your classroom, and that is okay. But your laptop actually connects to the SMARTBoard. Now with these cords that I'm about to show you, they actually help with not only displaying what is on your laptop or your computer, but it also helps with sound. So follow me back here. And we're going to take a look, and we're actually in a classroom right now, so we're taking a look at some of the cords. So I'm pulling a cord for you right here, all right? So you do just have a regular USB plug that also helps navigate some of the things for your SMARTBoard. And right here, you're going to see that we have an HDMI cord. This HDMI cord also carries the sound from your computer right to your SMARTBoard. All right, so we talked a little bit about the cords, but now what I want to talk to you about are just a couple of the little functionalities that you have on your SMARTBoard. So we're going to go ahead and kind of take a look. So I'm going to take you with me. All right, great thing is you can actually see me right there. All right, so we're going to go down a little bit. I'm going to take you to see a couple of features that are actually up here on your SMARTBoard. Notice that this light is red. That means what? Oh yeah, the SMARTBoard isn't on. All right, so let's come in a little bit. Here's your power button, okay? You notice the universal symbol. We simply hit that power button and boom. Now we have our SMARTBoard, okay? Now it has taken me to this particular screen right here that shows our HDMI and what we can plug our laptop or our desktop into, and which one we can toggle between. So you can toggle between different devices when you come up here and just simply select. But before we go there, let's go right back down here. All right, so then of course we have a power button. These three buttons you understand or should, but if not, that's okay. We can increase the volume or sound or decrease the volume and or sound. We can also pause any kind of video that we happen to have. So we have these features that are here. Now, say for instance, you don't want the students to see what's on the screen at the moment. So you can go ahead and hit the shade button. When I hit it, you'll see that shade icon, and now our screen is totally darkened out. When I come back here, okay, I hit that button again, and now everything is here, okay? All right, so I'm going to skip this feature for a second. Let's go ahead and hit the home button. When I hit the home button, now you see that I am here at home. It gives me the time. It gives me the whiteboard that is the actual feature for SMARTBoard technology anyways. You notice that I can actually browse the internet from here, and it gives me a couple of extra added windows just in case I have another device that is linked up or hooked up to the board. So how can we find the devices that are hooked up to the board? All right, come on, follow me. All right, so when you were looking at the window earlier, I told you I was going to skip that, but when you hit it, okay, so now here are all the devices that you can find hooked up to this board that you can toggle between. So if you have, these are like different kind of monitor screens that you have for each device. So as we move across our board, we see that we happen to have a panel here that, you receive the sound. You still have your pins here. And the great thing about it is it's magnetized. So you just stick it right there. This SMARTBoard has the colors and have all the pins all in there, so we don't have to worry about that. And we don't have to worry about having like multiple different pins in order to create a color. When we come down here, you see that you happen to have different ports for monitors, for your desktop, for your HDMI cord, okay? However, we already have, again, like I showed you earlier, our cords that are already ready for us to use. All right, so right now we're on the left-hand side of our screen. And if you notice, you'll see a couple of different features here. You'll see a little arrow caret, and then you'll see a personal profile. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit that personal profile one, because the arrow caret just allows you to move back and forth your particular section of the screen right over here, and that is okay. So when I hit that profile, notice it says Notification Center. All right, when I come down, it says, yay, you're all caught up. Notice that you have tips on how to navigate your SMARTBoard. Okay, so when I hit the tips, it gives you different tips, again, because they're tips, Smart IQ tips. This takes you through how to do certain things on your SMARTBoard. And it's updated during the year when the SMARTBoard company adds in something new, okay? So I'm gonna go back up, hit my little profile. Now that I've hit my profile and I go down, all right, whatever I decide to put in here, I can clear it. And then I can sign in. So it says sign into your Smart Global Service Region. So if you have a sign-in account up here, then you can sign in and go right into SMARTBoard. All right, let's go to the next feature. This feature that is on the left, okay, left middle of and actual side of your screen. So I'm gonna hit these boxes right here. Now when I hit the boxes, look what pops open. We have widgets. So a lot of you have asked about the clock feature. Some of you in math might want to add a dice, a spinner, a timer. So we have all of these features already added, and definitely you can go ahead to the Smart Store and actually get some extra widgets to go along in here. When I just come down just a little bit, notice that it says edit list, so you can edit this anytime you want. Now let's go back up just a little bit. All right, so we have our profile right here, and then our arrow right here is lit up, okay? And the reason why it's lit up is because we had opened up the tips earlier, okay? We went and we opened up our widgets, so now when I hit this, all right, it takes me right on back to my SMARTBoard, and it goes through some of the board features that we do have, okay? All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other features. In the middle of our board, we of course have the time, the actual date that's listed. In favorites, coming over here into the middle, you're gonna see a spot that says favorites, all right? You're gonna have that traditional whiteboard that smart technology is so famous for. Then of course, you're gonna have browse, where we can actually browse through the internet on our board. And you also have certain blank windows for when we start adding a couple of other features into Smart. But we're going to take a look at some of the features that are below this favorites window. And so the first thing we're going to take a look at is files. And then we're going to look at some of the apps that we can use with our SMARTBoard. We're going to look at what input is for and how do we share our screen. So all of these things are definitely here, and we are going to take a look at. The first thing we're going to take a look at happens to be our files. So I'm going to touch it. Don't be afraid to touch a SMARTBoard. Just touch it, and bam! Notice that it has a little hue of a lighter blue around it, and all of a sudden we get this display where you have your whiteboard. You have your whiteboard, whole class whiteboard, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Ready-made resources. You want to do a shout out, you have a board for that, kind of like a Padlet. And then of course you have a plain whiteboard over on the side. And the rest of the displays are here. let's get your files onto the display. It's easy. Okay, so they'll tell you that. And it says getting files from a USB drive. So again, if you wanted to plug in a USB drive, we have all sorts of ports here. Okay, if we come up, you also have where you can add files or house files here, or wherever you want to house your files. You might have some public files that are like right here on your board and your board files. So this is where you can add your files and your file display. Next, we're going to take a look at that whole class whiteboard. So again, like I always say, you know what? Let's be like the kids and just touch it. So notice that it's spinning for a little bit, but now here I happen to have my display, and this is my whole whiteboard over here. So the thing about the whiteboard is you just have to touch it, play with it, and don't be afraid to just learn. So the first thing that I always do as an ITRT, I try and figure out what it is that is displayed on any kind of device, and can I touch it? And if I touch it, what happens? All right, so we already know about our profile. We know that this will take us from, we know that this one will take us from one place to the next. Here's our profile. Notice that this is whole class whiteboard. That means that your whole class can share this board. Well, how do we have let the whole class share the board? Come right on over here. Notice that there's 0 students here. When you hit that, oops, I hit the wrong one, so here you go. So when you hit it, this is gonna open up. This shows me the room number, shows me the board, okay? It says teacher, student, no students connected. So how are we gonna connect students? And right now we're in teacher mode. Let's go over. It says students, go to hellosmart.com and join room 101, and it gives them a code. And if you go down, of course, there is a QR code right here where they can actually join the SMARTBoard, and you can have all sorts of activities for them to do right there on their computer, their laptop, their Chromebook. All right, so that says lesson pacing. This is the teacher's side, and then of course there's a student side, so you can toggle back and forth to see what the teacher is trying to teach, what the student is trying to teach. All right, here. We know that whenever we see this universal sign, it means that we want to share something. So when I hit it, we have PDFs, save a copy, and more is when you begin to add other features and apps to your SMARTBoard. So if I hit it right now, you'll see where there are no apps that can perform this action because, well, we don't have anything that's there. How are you all doing again? So we don't have anything that's there at the moment, but you can always add it. So let's go back to our board real quick. Okay. All right. So I'm going back up. I'm going to hit this caret because I want to go back to where I was. So that caret allows you to go back, toggle back and forth on your screen. Okay. Here's our pen. So remember, I told you that you can actually add color to your pens or color for your pen right here. Okay. You can add a line. You can add the depth of your little pointer on your pen. Okay. How big you want it. The line to be, and then of course you have your colors here. You can also go back to a clear board. So we're going back to that clear board. You can also add pictures right here. So am I going too fast? Your pen, clear board, picture. All right, so now we open up another part that says add content. So if I wanted to add something from the web, which we're on that, so it's blue right now, so I can add something from the web. If I have something that's on my board, I want to add that and take a look, I can switch it back and forth. And our board gallery. So notice we have our gallery there, and I'm sorry about that. So if you, and sorry about that, meaning that I forgot to show you that feature right there, but we have a gallery there. Let's go back to the web. So say for instance, I want to look up cars. So I touched in there, and I'm going to type in cars, okay? So I've typed in cars, and I'm ready to go, okay? And that's it. Oh, no wonder I messed up. Cars. I'm still messing up. What? Cars. And search. That was on me. Okay, so here we have a list of cars, okay, that I can choose from. I want to look at this one. I simply tap it, and boom, now that car is on my screen. So everybody see that? Easy peasy, okay? I want a video. Okay, I want a video on cars. So if I want a video on cars, I just tap the video on cars, or tap the actual button for the car, video, and then it'll slowly come up here on screen. Oh yeah, that is absolutely cool. All right, so we see that cars is going. This is what I wanted to show. I come down here, I kind of tap on my screen, and just like YouTube, here it is, because this is pretty much pulling from YouTube. So when I do this, I can go ahead and stop it. So this is YouTube, and that's just how to pull something from the web. So let's go back. Let's take a look. And I'm hitting my caret again. Okay, so it's taking me out of that YouTube video, and I'm taking a look at my car display that I put up here in the first place. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our car feature right here. Here we have this picture, but what if I want to get rid of this car? I don't want it. So what you do is you tap on it, and now you happen to have an arrow that pops up. You can also, with any picture, like say for instance, we've seen this with Microsoft, where we're in PowerPoint, where you can make it bigger. Let's follow me. Then make it smaller, bigger, that sort of thing, so we can adjust the size. But when we take a look at this caret and we hit it, we can duplicate this picture, we can delete this picture, have an infinite cloner, and then we can lock the picture in place. So we have all the features that SMARTBoard has been carrying from the very beginning, but it just makes it a little more accessible, okay? We also have, of course, in the middle here, where you can take it and rotate your pictures. So you have all of these different features, okay? Suppose, let's see. Suppose I want to use my pen, and I write up here. And you're like, well, Darnita, how do you get rid of it? Okay, well, all you have to do, tap on it, same thing. It's kind of like a picture, and just delete it. So I also want to come back to this. I told you earlier, it becomes a clear board. Well, you know, I want to kind of rectify that a little bit. So I've tapped on this feature, and now I'm going to my picture, and what I'm doing is I'm squaring on that picture, okay? So it gives me other things to take a look at with the picture. It goes back over and totally redefines the grid. I now also can see that I have different panels that are here. Like, so when I hit it, I can now see a smaller version of what I've been doing and any other panels that I happen to have displayed. All right, so we've gone over that a little bit. Here we happen to have our arrow. So say for instance, we want to go back and we don't want the feature that we just put up there, so we can actually go back. We can go forward, back to the picture, the last edit that we did. If I come down for a little bit, I want to add another page. All right, so when I hit adding a new page, I can add a new whiteboard page, the shout out page, the whole class page. And then of course I have graphic organizers that are right here, okay? When I hit manipulatives, I also have different manipulatives right here that you can go ahead and explore. And then of course, external files. All right, so there are no items here, but when you begin to add an item to your external file, then it will remain. All right, so then we go back up. We go ahead and hit our little caret. Okay, so we're back here again. If I can go up and down, okay, on my slides by hitting that up arrow. Notice I only have one slide open. If I want to hit that down arrow, I can do that, and that will turn to another page. So if I hit that page, so just hitting right here, okay, where it has that one. Let me do that again. Okay, hitting it. All right, so it's kind of like an outline board, or the outline to even like a PowerPoint, but this is not PowerPoint. This is a smart technology, but it does give you those features of your pages kind of going down the board, so you can clearly go ahead and take a look at what page that you want to go to and kind of toggle through those pages. All right, so here's your friendly neighborhood ITRT back again. So we've already covered files and we've covered a lot of other different features on the SMARTBoard. So now we're going to go to apps and we're going to take a look at input. So, okay, come back. Follow me again. When I hit apps, it opens up not only the app store, but you have your camera, you have your smart IQ tips, any featured contents. If you want to take a look at the gallery, you can browse a little bit. You have another whiteboard feature called CAP, and then you happen to have your calculator, and if you really wanted to add some music, you could do that too. So let's go ahead and take a look real quick. I'm going to go ahead and hit my app store. All right, so while the internet is kind of like pulling that, notice up at the top, it says Home, Application, and Games. And here are the latest applications that you can add to your SMARTBoard, okay? So you can go ahead and clearly like scroll through and really like have yourself a blast just looking at some of the features that are up here, okay? And did I just hit it? Well, let me just hit something anyway. Say for instance, okay, a lot of us want to do Duolingo. So if we hit Duolingo, all right, it tells us a little bit about it. And then it also lets us know that we can go ahead and hit install and install the latest version of Duolingo up here. So this is how your apps actually work. I'm gonna come back up here, click our little caret. It kind of took us out of it, but that's okay. Let's go back to the board, okay? So you happen to have all these features here. I go back up here. If I hit applications, you have things for education, productivity, tools, and the like. So you have all these different features here. And perhaps there is an educational game that you can use. So these are all here for you, and they're right here on this amazing SMARTBoard. All right, so now going back to our home screen, let's go to our next button. So we talked a little bit about apps. So let's take a look at input, and we're going to take a look at screen share. So let me just go ahead and hit input. When I hit input, it simply takes us back to the input place where all of our devices that are attached to the SMARTBoard can be found. Okay, so remember, when we want to get out of input, we simply go here. All right, and again, this is input right here too on the screen. But we want to go back to home, so we just hit that home button. All right, so now we're back here at home. So let's take a look at another feature. It's the last feature on that particular dock station. So we're going to go down a little bit, hit that screen share, and boom. All right, so what is screen share? Well, I'm going to take you to the open tutorial. So when hitting the open tutorial, it says, welcome to the Screen Share app. So you can actually share your SMARTBoard screen with your students. Learn how to share your device screen to SMARTBoard. So this kind of takes you through the different features. So I'm hitting number 2. All right, and it says you can connect your device to the same network. First, make sure your device and SMARTBoard are connected to the same Wi-Fi. So you want to make sure that your device, and notice that device pops up, is connected to the same Wi-Fi, okay? When you go down a little bit for screen share, hit that again, your tutorial, and again, it takes you through how to connect your devices. So this program just doesn't leave you hanging, but it gives you all sorts of information. It also gives you links to download for your SMARTBoard share. It also gives you QR codes, and it shows you directly how to use that QR code to get to that particular screen. Okay. And last but not least, SMART never leaves you hanging. It gives you different helpful tips, and it tells you how to tap to help, tap to reset, and tap for a tutorial, run again. And then afterward, when you're done, just simply click finish. And then they give you all this information. Connect your device to the SMARTBoard. How do you do it? Here's our Wi-Fi. This is the room we're in, your IP address along with your QR code. And when I go down below, if you need any help connecting those devices, whether you have Apple, Android, Chrome, Windows, you have just simply, all you have to do is just simply hit one of those little icons and it will take you to the information that you need to glean. Then you can reset your screen share screen. So I know you're like, Darnita, are we done yet? And for me, I'm wiping that sweat off my forehead. So listen, we're almost done, okay? I want to show you one more feature. So I know you've been noticing this button here at the bottom and it says clean up. Well, we have all sorts of things up here just a little bit. So let's go ahead and see what this button does. Again, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Let's hit it. All right. So when I hit it, it says clean up now. Why not? Let's do it. Yes. So it's closing all applications. And now we're back to having a clear screen. Oh yes, a clear screen. Woo, okay, we are finally done with this training, yay! So this is your training for your classroom SMARTBoard. I'm going to create a Google form where you can sign up for some professional development points from me based on this. And I'm going to ask you for a particular password. That password is going to be apples. That's right, I said it. Apples. Those crunchy red, little red brown apples that teachers or that people generally associate with teachers. Well, to be honest with you, I love me a good apple. All right, so with this training, I'm gonna send the link out, I'm gonna send this video out, and that'll be a training just for your classroom SMARTBoard that you can go back to every now and then just to take a look to see what you've missed. Of course, there are tutorials also on YouTube as well. I will also be doing trainings throughout the school year, in person, whole group, and face-to-face individual training. So please see me. I love, and I feel like a used car salesman or a car salesman, but I absolutely love to give away professional development points. So you will get a certificate from me in Frontline in January where I calculate all the points from August to January, and then you'll get another certificate somewhere at the beginning of May so you can actually calculate all those in with the other certificates and turn those in to your leader. So I love you all dearly. If you need me, you can always email me and you can always just come visit me in my office, or we can just schedule some time just to see each other together. And you know me, I love talking to you all. I love sharing different aspects of education with you. So I hope this video training helps. And then when you want some more trainings, or we get some more trainings throughout the year, you just let me know, okay? And I'll figure it out. All right. In the meantime, take care. This is your friendly neighborhood ITRT, Darnita Woodhouse. Definitely signing out. See you later. Bye-bye.